Right now at noon, a days-long boil advisory in Galena, Kansas impacts local businesses and how they operate.
And we've got a seasonably hot day. Some of that rain continuing to push through the area. Maybe a few more showers today. We'll have a look at your forecast coming up.
Plus, Missouri Southern evacuates students in a dorm building that catches fire.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Galena, Kansas residents and businesses are struggling with an ongoing boil advisory. This is KOAM News at noon. I'm Elise Noe. The Kansas Department of Health and Environment issued the boil advisory, citing concerns about Galena's inability to maintain proper chlorine levels. Officials say that put the water system at risk for bacterial contamination. The owner of Sweet Creek Diner and Bakery in Galena says when she found out about the advisory, she was forced to close in order to prepare to safely serve customers.
We used that time to prepare, and we went and got bottles of soda for customers and bottles of water for brewing our coffee, and anything that we could do that enabled us to open on Tuesday.
Galena city officials say they're waiting for the results of one final sample, and she hopes the Kansas Department of Health and Environment will be able to lift the advisory sometime today. Now let's check in with Chris Warner for a first look at weather.
Yeah, some of us got some rainfall today. Some of us still getting some rainfall. We've got the clouds left behind. This is our camera on the Cornell Complex downtown Joplin. Bit on the breezy side as well. Roads are beginning to dry out and doing so as well just south of Pittsburgh on the KDOT camera at 69 and Kansas Crossing. So we've absolutely needed the rain, and it's starting to come to a close. At least heavier rain is, and you can see that batch. It didn't start to really fizzle out until it got much further east of our area. So as I told you all this morning, I knew those computers were up to something. We do have, again, those isolated showers out there, and that's going to continue to be a possibility for us as we head into the afternoon through about, say, 4 o'clock today. Yesterday started well below normal. We made it to a high of 89, so just a couple of degrees below normal, but still, hey, that's not bad. Not doing bad either right now. Still pretty cool outside. 73 in Joplin, 69 in Pittsburgh. Where you haven't seen much rain or the rain has come to an end, it's a little warmer. 81 Nevada. We're getting upper 70s off to the southwest where the rain has stopped. Where the rain and heavy, thicker cloud cover is still a little cooler, upper 60s and low 70s. As we head through the rest of the evening, once we get through that last opportunity for showers, we're going to start to clear out. We're going to fall back to about 72 for our temperature around midnight. Get some other rain chances and cooler temperatures on the way. Break down those details for you here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, thanks, Chris. Well, Pittsburgh State University is in its last month of its Silverback campaign for the 2024-2025 school year. The month of August is the campaign's month of giving. PSU is encouraging anyone who wants to help support Pittsburgh athletics and their student athletes to give. You can either give directly to a specific sport or donate to the Silverback Fund, which will go towards student athlete scholarships.
With this month of giving, we can help some of our sports programs really enhance their experience for their student athletes, and kind of different areas of that, like facilities and those kind of areas. So the month of giving is extremely important for us to have success in the classroom, on the court, field, pitch, anything like that.
The campaign will end with the Pittsburgh State football home opener on August 31st. The fire triggered an alarm and the evacuation of a Missouri Southern dormitory building yesterday afternoon. Firefighters were called to the Quad E building and found smoke coming from a column attached to the structure. Missouri Southern tells us a contractor had cut into an electric line, which sparked the fire inside the column. No one was hurt. Missouri Southern says the incident will have no impact on students returning to campus in the coming days. The cautionary tale not to leave lithium batteries out around your pets. Home surveillance video from a Tulsa, Oklahoma living room shows the frightening scene. A dog chewing on a power bank with a lithium battery inside. As you can see, there's a flash and fire breaks out within minutes, with 2 dogs and a cat in danger. Now, the 2 dogs and cat made it out safely thanks to the dog door. And experts say if your pet shows signs of battery poisoning, including stomach upset and breathing problems, take them to the veterinarian immediately. Well, a unique form of demolition is underway on a part of the former White House Theater in Branson, Missouri. Crews are transforming the one-time entertainment venue into a new police department for the city. SWAT teams are taking advantage of the setting to do some training by acting as the demolition crew. They're going through the building, knocking down doors, busting glass, and using explosives. The city chose to renovate the White House Theater to save money and to get a higher quality result. The $16 million renovation is scheduled to be finished by early 2026. Well, a couple from Texas is working to restore a historic building in Fort Scott. Al and Luanna Neese are hoping to give the historic Schultz Payne building new life. The building, which was built back in 1889, was barely holding on. Nearly a year ago, the couple bought the building and now hope to see it thrive again.
Obviously, we couldn't save the other stuff, but we can save this. We can save the shell, and you know, hopefully this building will stand for another 100, 200 years.
There is no set completion date on the project. Luanna says they are doing their best to keep as much of the historical aspects of the building as possible, while also putting a modern twist on it. The city of Joplin wants to give the public a chance to weigh in on some transportation issues. The Joplin Area Transportation Study Organization, or JATSO, will open a 7-day public comment period for the fiscal year 2025 Unified Planning Work Program. The public comment period begins tomorrow at 8 a.m. and concludes on Friday, August 16th at noon. We have a link to the proposed program on our website. Of course, that's KOAMnewsnow.com. Well, coming up, the Boys and Girls Club in Fairland, Oklahoma celebrates a brand new home. And later, we're making broccoli and ham quiche in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. A Miami City Councilman announces his resignation. The news came before this week's City Council meeting. According to the City of Miami's Facebook page, Justin Pittman resigned from his position as councilman and trustee, citing health reasons for his decision to step down. Pittman's resignation leaves the Ward 4 seat on the Miami City Council vacant for now. The Boys and Girls Club cut the ribbon for their new Fairland, Oklahoma location. The club offers tutoring and after-school care for kids. KOAM's Melissa Alexis explains how the new location will help them achieve their goals.
We cannot measure what it means for a young person to have a safe place.
Ashley Landon is a mom whose kids are members of the Boys and Girls Club. She says this new Fairland location is much needed as it will bring their services to more families.
My kids love it. They come every year. They've been coming for many years and just have watched it grow.
She says the Boys and Girls Club provides her family with childcare so her and her husband can work full-time.
A safe place for my kids to be every day. I don't have to worry about where they're at, if they're being taken care of, if they're and they're having fun.
Mackenzie Garst is the CEO of the Boys and Girls Club of Ottawa County. And she says the new Boys and Girls Club location allows the program to expand and provide more kids with programs that will protect them from being unsupervised after school. She says this new program is especially needed in a small rural town like Fairland.
Through a variety of programs like art and games room and video games and outdoor time, all the fun things that kids love to do.
But the Fairland Boys and Girls Club doesn't just offer games and activities. They also offer tutoring.
We want kids who are prepared for their future, whether that be to go to college, the workforce, whatever, the military, whatever that looks like.
The Fairland Boys and Girls Club will serve kids from ages 6 through 18. Reporting in Ottawa County, Melissa Alexis, KOAM News.
The creation of the new Boys and Girls Club was made possible through a partnership with the Cherokee Nation. The school year is just around the corner for Carthage high schoolers, and the band students are already preparing. Band camp, which runs through Friday, gets the student musicians ready for the upcoming school year by practicing fundamentals like marching and rehearsing music. Yesterday, they practiced marching without their instruments.
It's kind of you have to think ahead, like 6 to 10 steps. Like you have to think like, what am I gonna do next? How does it line up with the music? It's just it's kind of a process to where if you're not fully engaged with it, you're not going to be in time with everyone else.
And in case you were wondering why so many students seem to be on electronic devices, the Carthage Marching Band uses an app to help the student musicians learn marching patterns. While the world continues to compete for Olympic medals, these tiny athletes compete for cuteness. NICU babies at the Freeman Hospital in Joplin put on their best game faces while dressed as proper Olympian athletes. Now, these athletes represented everything from wrestlers to swimmers to track stars and more.
Because his doctors are like saying how he's a fighter and how he's so strong, and I just view the Olympics as like people who are strong and fighters and just fight through anything and everything.
It's safe to say all these NICU athletes are worth their weight in gold. Well, still to come on KOAM News at noon, Mr. Food.
A summertime favorite that pairs just as nicely with a bowl of chilled soup as it does with a salad. What could I be talking about?
And we've got some additional shower chances isolated today, more rain this weekend, and below normal temperatures. We'll talk about all that in the forecast when we come back. Welcome back to the KOAM News at Noon. We had some rain roll through the area. Parts of southeast Kansas got some fair amounts of heavy rain with some thunderstorms earlier. Last of these heavier type showers starting to progressively roll out of the area. And if you look off to the north, in the far northern parts of our viewing area in southeast Kansas, we still have a few isolated showers. That's going to be the trend as we go through the rest of the afternoon, per se, from now to about 4, maybe 5 o'clock, is isolated shower opportunities. But the bulk of the heavier rain, again, exiting our area. So Greenfield, you're getting some rain north of Mount Vernon, a heavier shower there. It stretches back down through Berry, Lawrence counties. But again, all of this continuing to roll to the east. And even though, if you look close enough, see these little breaks in the clouds? They're not many, and there's not overly visible there, but we're starting to get some sunshine through. And that's why we're still on track today for those highs into the upper 80s and low 90s. Now, our eastern counties, they're going to be the last to get rid of the rainfall, and the cloud cover out there are going to be the slower to warm up. You may not reach highs outside of, say, the low to mid 80s, but see, we've already got clearing taking place across parts of southeast Kansas and into northeastern Oklahoma, and that's why we're still, again, going to be warm today. Future track by 2, again, still showing the opportunity for an isolated shower or two, maybe a rumble of thunder, but nothing too crazy, and that'll clear out, and we'll go mostly clear overnight tonight and into our Friday. Our Friday, we're still looking at a less than 10% chance of an isolated shower. That's really about it. Otherwise, we're looking at partly cloudy skies, and our next best chance of rain is going to come as we head into Saturday morning, building in from the west. So by 5, clouds begin to increase out there, and as they do so, they're going to usher in some scattered showers, maybe some thunderstorms. Some of the other good news here, by the way, no severe weather is expected out of any of this activity. But as we go through Saturday, it's not a complete washout if you've got plans, but just be aware you could run into a few showers, maybe a couple of thunderstorms out there. And then that chance will also carry into our Sunday as well. And if you look, you can start to see a little bit of sunlight peeking through here and there on these clouds. 73 in Joplin, east breeze at about 6. We head over to Pittsburgh. Again, roads still kind of drying out, a little more sunshine here. So that's what we're looking at. We've got partly cloudy skies, 72, and even at the beginning of the noon newscast, the last updated report had Pittsburgh at 69. So as the sun comes out, we're going to start to warm. So again, a little cooler where the heavier cloud cover and heavier rain has been, but out to the west where we've started to see that clearing, already upper 70s out there and low to mid 70s for just about everyone else. So still, it's really not all that bad, and we're only a few degrees off of what the expectation was for noon, and it's a few degrees cooler, not warmer, so that's also good. Again, highs for most of us, upper 80s, low 90s. Again, a couple isolated showers or storms through the evening, northeast breeze around 5 to 15. Skies will go mostly clear tonight, and we'll fall back below average again, mid-upper 60s for most of us, but some low 60s not out of the question. North breeze at around 5 to 10 miles an hour. Our Friday, less than 10% chance of a shower, otherwise partly cloudy skies, bit breezy, northeast winds gusting to 20. We're going to go low mid 80s. Our first day with more widespread below normal high temperatures across the area. Beyond that, though, take a look at what we're expecting for Saturday. We've got the storm chances. Highs not expected to make it out of the upper 70s. Some of you could go low 80s, but either way, still 10, 12 degrees below normal. Rain chances Sunday all the way into at least Thursday. We'll stay below normal through Tuesday, and we'll start to get back to normal by, say, Wednesday of next week. But after that, unfortunately, the heat returns back into the upper 90s, maybe some low 100s. So absolutely enjoy the next few days in between the rain showers, get some stuff done, or just enjoy being outdoors before it gets too hot again.
Absolutely. Thanks, Chris. Well, stick around. We're making broccoli and ham quiche in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. We'll be right back. Howard is making broccoli and ham quiche in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
One of the challenges we come across in the summer is finding recipes that are light and bright. A dish that I tend to make more in the summer than any other time is quiche. It's versatile, and with the farmers markets in full swing, there are many fresh, colorful, and tasty produce options that can help customize your quiche. Today, we're making one that's crustless and loaded with one of my favorite veggies. The first thing we do is combine some baking mix with onion powder, salt, and pepper. After stirring our dry ingredients together, we add some Swiss and cheddar cheese, some diced ham, and lots of broccoli florets. Now in a separate bowl, we beat together half and half and a couple of eggs and pour it over our cheese. After giving it a good mix, we pour it into a pie plate and bake it off. Once it cools slightly, it's ready to cut into wedges and serve. Who would think something so simple could be so full of creamy, cheesy goodness? And like I said, feel free to change it up using whatever looks best or what's on sale. To get the recipe for our broccoli and ham quiche, simply check out our website. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found an easy, cheesy, summery way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
You can find this recipe along with a lot more good food from the Mr. Food Test Kitchen online. Just go to our website. That's KOAMnewsnow.com. Now here's a look at the 4-state market prices.
All right, still looking at highs, upper 80s, low 90s for most of us. Some of us may peak at the mid 80s thanks to the cloud cover and rain. Maybe an isolated shower storm this afternoon. Most of us dry tomorrow and cooler Saturday. A few more scattered storms out there. Rain chances through at least next Thursday, and then the heat returns by next Thursday as well, back to the upper 90s.
Alrighty, you know what? Not too bad this weekend though.
No, this weekend's going to be pretty decent, and the rain chances this weekend, they're hit and miss, so don't cancel your plans. Just, keep an umbrella.
All right, sounds like a plan. Thanks, Chris. Well, coming up tonight at 5, text messages could be the answer to teens successfully quitting tobacco use. We're going to take a look at a cost-effective treatment program that's helping keep teens accountable. Plus, more on PSU's Silverback campaign, how you can show your support for Pittsburgh State's athletes as they prepare for the new school year. And the city of Carthage is applying for a community development block grant and is seeking the public's input on the best ways to further develop the city. You can join us for those stories and more on KOAM News at 5. That's the news for now. Thank you for joining us on KOAM News at noon. Have a great rest of your day.